My name is Milan Dolaria. In this video, I will explain you exercise 2.2 question number 11 to 16. So let's start it with question number 11. First of all, read this question. Baicheng's father is 26 years younger than Baicheng's grandfather and 29 years older than Baicheng. The sum of the ages of all the three is 135 years. What is the age of each one of them? So we need to find the age of each one of them. That means we need to find the age of Baicheng's father, and age of Baicheng's grandfather. Okay. Then here it is given that Baicheng's father is 26 years younger than Baicheng's grandfather and 29 years older than Baicheng. Okay. So what we can assume? Just start with Baicheng. Assume Baicheng's age is equals to x years. Okay, we can go with Baicheng's, otherwise Baicheng's father, otherwise Baicheng's grandfather. We can assume uh, any of the ages. Okay, and we can find the other ages. Right now I'm going with Baicheng's. Okay, so let assume Baicheng's age is equals to x years. Now second thing, what is given here? Baicheng's father is 29 years older than Baicheng. Okay, full line is Baicheng's father is 26 years younger than Baicheng's grandfather and 29 years older than Baicheng. So alternately, Baicheng's father is 29 years older than Baicheng. That means Baicheng's father's age is equals to x plus 29, means Baicheng's age of Baicheng plus 29. Okay, older, that means we need to add plus 29. Okay, so right now we assume Baicheng's age is equals to x, so Baicheng's father age is equals to x plus 29. Okay, obviously father's age is more than the Baicheng, so we need to add 29. Okay, so we assume Baicheng's age is equals to x years, so Baicheng's father 29 year older, so x plus 29. Now Baicheng's father is 26 years younger than Baicheng's grandfather. Okay, Baicheng's father is 26 years younger than Baicheng's grandfather. Alternately, Baicheng's grandfather is 26 years older than Baicheng's father, right? Here it is given Baicheng's father is 26 years younger than Baicheng's grandfather. So alternately, Baicheng's grandfather is 26 years older than Baicheng's father, and obviously Baicheng's grandfather's age is greater than Baicheng's father's age, right? So we need to add 26 years, we get Baicheng's grandfather's age. So here Baicheng's grandfather's age is equals to Baicheng's father age is x plus 29, as it is plus 26 plus 26. Okay, so Baicheng's age x years, Baicheng's father is 29 years older than Baicheng, so x plus 29, and Baicheng's grandfather is 26 years older than Baicheng's father's age, so x plus 29, it is father's age. If we add plus 26 to Baicheng's father's age, it becomes age of Baicheng's grandfather. Okay, now 29 plus 26, it is 55, so x plus 55. And here it is given that sum of the ages of all the three, that means Baicheng's age plus Baicheng's father's age plus Baicheng's grandfather's age is equals to 135. So first of all, x plus 29, x plus 55 is equals to 135. Okay, here x plus x plus x, it is 3x, and 29 plus 55, it is 84, is equals to 135. Now for finding out x, just transfer this 84 to the right hand side. it becomes minus. So here we have 3x plus 84 is equals to 135. Now transfer this 85 to right hand side, it becomes minus 84. Right, so 3x is equals to 135 minus 84, it is 51. Now transfer this 3 to the right hand side. Right now it is in multiplication with y. If we transfer it to the right hand side, it goes to the denominator. So x is equals to 17 3s are 51, right? So answer is 17, right? X is equals to 17. Now x means Baichung's age, right? So Baichung's age is equals to 17 years. Then Baichung's father's age is x plus 29. Now put the value of x here. So 17 plus 29, it is 46 years, right? And Baichung's grandfather's age, it is x plus 55, right? So x is equals to 17. So 17 plus 55, 72 years. Okay, so Baichung's age is equals to 17 years. Baichung's father's age is equals to 46 years, and Baichung's grandfather's age is equals to 72 years. Okay, then question number 12. Read this question. 15 years from now, Ravi's age will be 4 times his present age. What is Ravi's present age? Here only one thing we have, it is Ravi's age, right? So assume Ravi's present age is equals to x years. Okay, assume Ravi's present age is equals to x years. Now here 15 years from now, 15 years from now, that means after 15 years, Ravi's age is equals to x plus 15. After 15 years, Ravi's age is equals to x plus 15, right? We need to add 15. So 15 years from now, Ravi's age is equals to x plus 15. Now it is given that 15 years from now, Ravi's age, that means x plus 15, will be is equals to 4 times his present age. Present age x, so multiply 4, that means 4x. Okay, 4 times means multiply. 4 times his present age, so 4 multiply present age, that means 4x. Okay, again 15 years from now, Ravi's age, that means x plus 15, will be, that means is equals to 4 times present age x, so 4 multiply x, 4x. Okay, now we need to find x from here. Now in both the side we have terms which contain x, so we just need to check that which term have a greater coefficient. It is 4x, right? And 4x is already plus positive here, so we need to transfer this x to the right hand side. That means we need to check it whether the which term contain a greater coefficient. Right now it is 4x, it needs to be positive. Right now it is positive in right hand side, so we do not need to change this term. Okay, so 4x remains as it is. We need to transfer this x to the right hand side. So here 15, here 4x. If we transfer plus x to right hand side, it becomes minus x. Now 15 is equals to 4x minus x. 4x minus x. So 4 minus 1, that means 3x. Right? So 3x is equals to 15. Now transfer this 3 to right hand side. It goes to the denominator. So 15 by 3. X is equals to 5 years. Okay. X is equals to 5 years. So Ravi's present age be 5 years. At last we need to write this. Ravi's present age be 5 years. Okay. Then question number 13. A rational number is such that when you multiply it by 5 by 2 and add 2 by 3 to the product, you get minus 7 by 12. What is the number? So here we don't know the original rational number. Okay, So we need to assume that rational number is equals to x. Okay, whatever quantity we don't know, that we need to assume it is our x. Okay, here we don't know the value of rational number, so we assume rational number is equals to x. Okay, now what we need to do, a rational number is such that when you multiply it by 5 by 2, so we need to multiply 5 by 2 with x. Okay, when you multiply it, that means that rational number x by 5 by 2, so 5 by 2 multiply x, and add 2 by 3 to the product. Now this is the one term, plus we need to add 2 by 3. Okay, we need to add 2 by 3, that means plus 2 by 3. Again, a rational number is such that when you multiply it by 5 by 2, so multiply 5 by 2 by x and add 2 by 3, so plus 2 by 3, you get minus 7 by 12. That means answer is equals to minus 7 by 12. Okay, answer is equals to minus 7 by 12. Okay, now here we need to take LCM in both the side. Okay, so here we have denominator 3, sorry 2, here we have denominator 3, and here we have denominator 12. So LCM of 2, 3 and 12, we have one method to find out the LCM, right? So first of all, 2 ones are 2, 3 remain as it is, 2 6 are 12, then 3. So here 3 ones are 3, 3 twos are 6, at last 2. So we get 1, 1 and 1. So this is our answer. 2 3s are 6, 6 2s are 12. That means our LCM is equals to 12. Okay, our LCM is 12. So now here we have 5x. Denominator we have 2. So how we can convert this 2 into 12? So we need to multiply by 6. So same thing we need to do in numerator. Okay, here 2 we have. So we need to multiply this 2 by 6. So same thing we need to multiply with numerator. Now numerator 5x multiply 6. So 6 5s are 30. 30x. Okay, second term. Here we have 3. So we need to multiply it by 4. So it will be converted into 12. Right? 4 3s are 12. So we need to multiply 3 by 4. Then same thing we need to multiply with numerator. So 4 2s are 8. And in right hand side, we already have denominator 12. So nothing we need to do with the numerator, minus 7 as it is. Now here we take LCM in both the side of equality sign. Right? So we do not need to write the denominator. If we take LCM in only one side, then we need to write the denominator. But if we take LCM in both the side, then we do not need to write the denominator. Okay, now transfer this 8 to the right hand side. So here we have minus sign. If we transfer this plus 8 to the right hand side, it becomes minus 8. Right? Now transfer this 30 to right hand side. First of all, minus minus plus 8 plus 7 15, big number sign, it is negative. Okay, then we can transfer this 30 to the right hand side, it goes to the denominator. So x is equals to minus 15 by 30. Now we can cut this, 15 to the 30, right? So nothing is present in numerator, so we can write 1. Here we have negative sign, so minus 1 by 2. X is equals to minus 1 by 2. Okay, so at last we need to write this, hence the rational number is minus 1 by 2. Okay, then question number 14. Lakshmi is a cashier in a bank. She has currency notes of denominations rupees 100, rupees 50 and rupees 10 respectively. The ratio of the number of these notes is 2 3 5. The total cash with Lakshmi is rupees 4 lakh. How many notes of each denomination does she have? Okay, again Lakshmi is a cashier in a bank. She has currency note of denomination rupee 100, 50 and 10. The ratio of the number of this note is 2 them, 3 them, 5. Here ratio is given, so we need to assume as per the ratio. Okay, so write down, assume. Here in sequence wise we have, here we have 2, right? So 2x notes of rupees 100. Okay, so assume number of notes of rupees 100 is equals to 2x. Okay, sequence wise number of notes of rupees 100 is equals to 2x. Then second with second, 50 with this 3. Number of 50 rupees note is equals to 3x. Okay, first of all we need to write assume number of notes of rupees 100 is equals to 2x, number of notes of rupees 50 is equals to 3x, and after that we have this 10, right? So at last we need to write number of notes of rupees 10 is equals to 5x. Okay, so alternately 100 rupees note we have 2x, we have 3x 50 rupees note, and 5x 10 rupees note. Okay, now if I say I have 5 notes of rupees 10, so alternately I have 50 rupees, right? If I have 5 notes of rupees 10, so alternately I have 50 rupees, right? Then that means we need to multiply this, means 10 rupees multiply number of notes, 10 5s are 50. If I say I have 3 notes of rupees 100, alternately it means I have 300 rupees, right? If I have 3 notes of rupees 100, then alternately I have 300 rupees. That means we need to multiply this 100 into 3, right? So same thing we need to do here. Now it is given that Lakshmi have total 4 lakh rupees, right? 4 lakh rupees. We have 2x note of rupees 100, 3x note of rupees 50 and 5x note of rupees 10, right? Now if we want to find total amount, then Lakshmi have 2x number of note of rupees 100. So alternately Lakshmi have how many rupees? 100 into 2x, right? That means if I have 5 notes of rupees 100, then alternative 500 rupees. That means I need to multiply 100 with 5. So same thing here, we have 2x notes, so 100 multiply 2x, right? Total amount is equals to number of notes is number of notes multiply amount. Okay, so here Lakshmi have 2x notes of rupees 100, so alternately she have 100 into 2x rupees, plus she have 3x number of notes of rupees 50. So alternately how many money she have by 50 rupees note? It is 50 multiply 3x, right? Means number of notes we need to multiply with denomination, right? So 50 rupees note, she have total 3x number of notes of rupees 50. So total amount is 50 multiply 3x plus 10 multiply 5x, right? If I have 10 rupees note, then I have 50 rupees. So alternately I need to multiply this. So 10 multiply 5x, it is 10 multiply 5x. Okay, so total amount she have 4 lakh. So addition of this 3 amount is equals to 4 lakh rupees, right? Here 100 multiply 2x plus 50 multiply 3x plus 10 multiply 5x is total amount 4 lakh. Okay, now 100 multiply 2x, it is 200x, 50 into 3 150x, and 100 in 10 into 5, it is 50x, is equals to 4 lakh. Okay, now 200x plus 150x plus 50x, all three are like terms, so we can add it. 200 plus 150, it is a 350 plus 50, 400x is equals to 4 lakh. Okay, 400x is equals to 4 lakh. Now if you want to find x, then transfer this 400 to the right hand side. It goes to the denominator. Okay, 0 cut, here 1000. So x is equals to 1000. Okay, x is equals to 1000. So at last we need to write this. Hence number of denomination of rupees 100 knots. Okay, number of denomination of rupees 100 knot is equals to 2x. So 2x, that means 2 multiply. Now x is equals to 1000. So 2 multiply 1000, 2000. Same thing, number of denomination of rupees 50 knots. We have 3x. So 3 multiply x, 3 multiply 1000, 3000. And number of denomination of 10 rupees note, 5x. That means 5 multiply 1000. So total 5000. Okay. That means therefore required denomination of notes of rupees 100 and rupees 50 and rupees 10 are 2000, 3000, 5000. Okay. X is equals to 1000 and we assume that number of 100 rupees note is 2x. So total 2000. 2 multiply 1000. And the number of notes of rupees 50, it is 3x. So 3 multiply 1000, 3000. And number of 10 rupees note, it is 5x. 5 multiply 1000, 5000. Okay. So here only one thing we need to notice it, that if we want to find the amount, then we need to multiply number of knots with denomination. Okay. That means if we have 100 rupees note, that means we need to multiply number of knots with 100. Okay, then question number 15. It's a similar type question. I have total of rupees 300 in coin of denomination of rupee 1, rupees 2, rupees 5. The number of rupees 2 coins is 3 times the number of rupees 5 coins, and the total number of coins is 160. So how many coins of each denominations are with me? Here ratio is not given. Other things are same, right? Means total rupees is equals to 300 and coin we have rupees 1, rupees 2 and rupees 5. But ratio is not given. So here we need to assume, here it is given that number of 2 rupees coin is 3 times the number of 5 rupees coin. That means it is depend on the number of 5 rupees coin. Okay. So assume number of 5 rupees coin is equals to x. Okay, number of 5 rupees coin is equals to x. So here it is given number of rupees 2 coins is 3 times the 5 rupees coin. That means number of 2 rupees coin is equals to 3x 3 times. Okay, so x multiply 3, 3x. Okay, first of all we need to assume number of 5 rupees coin is equals to x, then number of rupees 2 coin is 3 times the number of 5 rupees coin. So 3 times, that means we need to multiply this x with 3. So it is 3x. Okay, so two things right now we find it. Number of 5 rupees coin is equals to x and number of 2 rupees coin is equals to 3x. Okay, now we don't know, that means how many number of coins we have of rupees 1. Okay, so that we need to find. Okay, now 5 rupees coin is equals to x plus 2 rupees coin is 3x and number of 1 rupees coin that we don't know, and total number of coin is 160, right? It is given total coin we have 160, right? We have x coins of rupees 5, 3x coins of rupees 2, number of 1 rupee coins that we don't know is equals to 160. So first of all we need to find this number of 1 rupee coin. At right hand side we have 160, right? Here x plus 3x, it is 4x, right? X plus 3x is 4x. So if we need to transfer this 4x to the right hand side, so it becomes minus 4x, right? So number of 1 rupee coin is equals to 160 minus 4x. Okay, so here 5 rupees coin, number of 5 rupees coin is x, number of 2 rupees coin is 3x, and number of 1 rupee coin is 160 minus 4x. Okay, first of all we need to assume this number of 5 rupees coin is x, the number of 2 rupees coin is 3 times, so 3x, and here 3x plus x plus number of 1 rupee coin is equals to 160. So we need to transfer this 4x to the right hand side. So we can get number of 1 rupees coin is equals to 160 minus 4x. Now total amount we have 300 rupees. Right? So how we can find the total amount? That means we need to multiply number of coins with the amount. Okay. First of all, we have x number of coins of rupees 5. So it is 5x, 5 multiply x, right? Means if I say I have 5 number of four coins of rupees 5. If I say 5 coins of rupees 5, then alternately I have 25 rupees, right? If I say 3 coins of rupees 5, that means 15 rupees. 5 3s are 15. We need to multiply, right? Number of coin with the amount. So number of coin x, amount 5, so it is 5x. Plus we have 3x coin of rupees 2. 3x coins of rupees 2. So alternately 2 multiply 3x, right? Total amount is equals to 2 multiply 3x. That means if I say I have 4 coin of rupee 2, so alternately I have 8 rupees. 4 multiply 2, right? Here we have 3x coin, so 3x multiply 2, and at last we have 160 minus 4x, number of coin of rupees x, so we need to multiply with 1. Okay, number of coin multiply amount, so total we have 300. So here 5x plus here 3 to the 6x plus here 160 minus 4x multiply 1, it is as it is. Okay, 160 minus 4x multiply 1, it is 160 minus 4x, same, right? Is equals to 300. Okay, now 5x plus 6x, it is 11x. Okay, now transfer this 160 to the right hand side. So here we have minus 4x. Right hand side we have 300. Transfer this 160 to the right hand side, it becomes minus 160. Okay, 5x plus 6x, it is 11x, minus 4x as it is. We transfer 160 to the right hand side, it becomes minus 160. Okay, now 11x minus 4x, it is 7x, right? And 300 minus 160, it is 140. Okay, so 7x is equals to 140. Now transfer this 7 to the right hand side, it goes to the denominator. Okay, so x is equals to 7 to the 14, so 20. So x is equals to 20, right? Now number of 5 rupees coin, number of 5 rupees coin is x, so x is, that means 20, that we already find. That means number of 5 rupees coin is equals to 20. Then number of 2 rupees coin, it is 3x, right? So 3 multiply x, that means 20, it is 60, right? So number of 2 rupees coin is equals to 60. Okay, and number of 1 rupee coin, that we already find it, that means 160 minus 4x, right? Here we write this 160 minus 4x. So number of 1 rupees coin is equals to 160 minus 4x. So 160 minus 4x. Now x, that means 20, right? 160 minus 4x. So 4 multiply x, 4 multiply 20. Now 24 is the 80, right? 160 minus 80 is 80. Okay, so we have number of 5 rupees coin is equals to 20, number of 2 rupees coin is equals to 60, and number of 1 rupees coin is equals to 80. Okay,